Welcome to BeoTalk number 398. Hope everybody's doing well. Had a good week and all that. How are you?
It was a pretty monotonous week, but apparently not as good as yours.
Oh yeah. I was looking at my porcelain quite a lot.
And screaming in it.
Yeah, sorta.
Shit. Yeah, that sucks. Food poisoning is no joke.
Yeah, it's unpleasant, but it's what it is.
Yeah, I was averaging 17,000 steps a day this week.
Bloody hell! Like upstairs or just flat?
Upstairs, ladders. We're doing an access control for a building
Yeah.
that underneath Montreal. Let me see if I can share this with the class because it's really hard to explain. Google a map. Come on, give me typing ability. Google Maps. Let's do that. Transat building. So, where are we? Directions. Where are we? Oh, yeah, Transit right there. Okay, so let me just share this.
The screen.
Shares the screen. This. Share. Okay, so there is a building right here, right?
Yeah.
If I put it in, can I put it in the, what's it called? The
Street view?
Yeah, or layers. There we go. Satellite view. So do me satellite view. There we go. So this is the building. And the entire complex of it goes underground, 2 floors, and it goes down. It takes all this. There's a
Holy
parkade.
moly.
There's a parkade under all of this. And it comes back in somewhere around here. And then it also goes one over block this way. I think it almost ends at Milton and then goes like somewhere underground down and back in here. So all this shit, dude, we were doing the wiring for, basically from this building, which the entrance to the parkade is here, and then you come out here or fucking somewhere on the other side here.
Wow.
It's insane, dude. It is absolutely insane. So a lot of walking, a lot of my fish sticks from Milwaukee, which are the best thing that's ever been invented by that company nowadays, is absolutely, they were the lifesaver, man. Because you put a little light at the back of it, so when you shoot it into the dark ceiling, you can still see the light. It's easy to fish out. But yeah, man, this was
we're picture in picture mode.
We're picture in picture mode. Right on. Let's go. How can I stop this? There we go. Picture in picture. You don't like the picture in picture?
Well, everybody can see your whole Google history or your search history.
There's not much in there to search, but yeah, that was the what's it called? That was the whole week.
SexyWireCrimps.com.
SexyWireandCribsIndeed.com, man. But yeah, like some of these catacomb hallways there, it's unbelievable how they all connected it, because it's never been built together like that, right? It just, you can see where it's been added, floors, like levels below. It's very different job. So that was that. And then I think Thursday or Wednesday, I got an update from the Bang & Olufsen app for the, let's see, let's share that. For the new widget that B&O has, Bang & Olufsen widget. So add that. And there we go. So now you can pick a product. It's working on Android now too, not just
oh, sweet.
Yeah, so let's say the lead product, main speaker is kitchen, right?
Mm-hmm.
and then I add hallway and bathroom to it, and I save that. It took me a while to figure it out and understand what the hell is going on here. So, anyways, now let's go back out home, and you see BeoSound 2 or BeoSound 1 with +2, which is plus those 2 lead speakers. So if I press my button 1, it automatically joins the others.
God damn it, finally.
Let's turn it down. The volume is a little hanky, I must say, because I figured like tapping, especially around having 90s joined, it's a little different story when this fucking runs away.
Yeah.
But it's very cool, actually. So the my buttons are correlated basically to this. And you can make more than one widget, right? So you can put another guy here that is going to be, let's say, BeoSound Theater as a main speaker. So living room, and then I don't add anything, and I go back home. Now I just have a basic primitive control of the BeoSound Theater.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So if I turn on my button 2, it'll turn on the YouTubes, and then yeah, this is where it gets dangerous on a preset 4, where I have the 90s in the mix, because like I said, this is a little bit touchy feely on how to go back and forth, but it's strictly more or less like what the Halo was introduced like, almost, right? With just that this is the primitive controls, and that's it. So, but yeah, I wish there was a little more for, let's say, like a remote that you could, swipe the page on inside the widget and have a remote control.
I still look, if they can do this, I still don't understand like why you can't do this on your remote, right? Where you set a my button where it's a standard group of speakers that comes on. And I don't mean attached to like a theater. I mean in multi-room.
This could be a sub menu here too, right? Like you could have made that widget a little bigger, because it's you can stretch it. So, but that's about all it does, right? Stretch this guy too. So it kind of looks cool when you have a page full of these, I guess. But it's very individual control, right? No BeoGrace, no Bluetooth controllers on this, so you can't add. If you go here, let's see again, just to show everybody that I ain't lying. You can't add any. Come on, any Bluetooth speakers. I'm trying to scroll up and down. Actually, let's add 90s. See what happens. Put it to 90s. Uncheck that. Save. So, but these are invalid then, or these are presets, bro. So if I go, 1 is narrow. Let's see if it changed. Okay, let's go back home. I need to do that. It doesn't swipe. Okay, sound mode kitchen. Fuck. Let's go to number 3. This is still playing, I guess. Shut this down. See if it did change. No.
Yes, it did. Sweet.
Does it?
Yeah, it's his kitchen.
No, it said kitchen before.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't change. It didn't change. How do I get out of this? Okay. It didn't change. Interesting. So it doesn't control 90s, I guess. That's or I guess 50s at that point.
Or maybe something needs to be playing for it to change?
Maybe. Okay, first I'll do all standby on all this shit. Okay, let's go to BeoSound 9000. But I don't have the 9000 on this thing. Son of a bastard. Let's go with Bruce Springsteen, because that's really quiet. So these should fire up.
Streets of Philadelphia.
No, it's the Ghost of Don Jode, and that album is recorded so quietly. Okay, so now they're in narrow. So if I do pop this, Let me just make this bigger. Where's my eyes?
You're getting old.
Can I? Okay, so it's controlling the volume. Yeah, it's controlling the volume. So if I go number 3, reset number 3, it doesn't take it. My button 4, it doesn't take it. Okay, so the buy buttons don't work on it. I confirm you that.
But at least you have volume control. That's quite nice.
That is important. So, piss off.
Maybe that's something they're still working on.
Yeah, but well, it's the first of it, right? But I do like it. Let's just shut this down.
God, I never actually looked at widgets because there wasn't that much you could really do with it that wouldn't at least on iPhone where it seemed to me where like I just have the B&O app on the top button, right? Like so it launches immediately anyway.
Yes.
So it's like, why would I need a widget? Like I'm in the app.
Yeah, I don't really use my phone for controlling unless I listen to Tidal for a bit, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I totally forgot. Let's do some shilling.
Oh yeah, shiitake mushrooms.
Go to Skinny Play, buy yourself a cover, use the promo code for 10% off. That sort of thing. Go to our friends at Tigrino Studio for VLAP 8 aluminium covers, for instance, or these ones. Also with the link 10% off. Before we forget about our friends here and there.
That's it.
I mean, no kickbacks or anything, just
goodwill.
Yeah, and a discount for you guys. Like you can barely say we're in this for the money.
Yeah, we're definitely in for that.
Then our other friend Steve is back open again, back from some little time off. soundsheavenly.co.uk for all your cables and needs like that in Europe and the UK, and probably elsewhere in the world other than North America.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
And buymeacoffee.com/BeoWilly if you haven't done that already for baby's first B&O fund, or maybe t-shirts, or maybe something else. We'll see.
We'll see what it is. And maybe ammo. We go to the range.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So there's that. Yeah, that's enough shilling.
That's it.
I mean, I maybe need to look into these widgets and get an off button because it happened.
There is none.
No, it happened
again
2 days ago. The cat was hungry. She jumped up on the theater and she started Arctic Monkeys at like 75 volume. I was in the shower when this happened.
Oh, the best time. So you get to listen to it for a while.
Well, like full on soap and everything, right? Of course. I was literally in the soap listening to something on my phone, and it was like, God, Jesus Christ.
That is fucking hilarious.
Hey, you know where the shower here is, right? Like it's quite far away.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a run. Yeah, you're leaving a wet trail quite a bit.
Well, my phone was right there, right? But like, so I tried to grab my phone, and you open your eyes, and like all the soap immediately goes into your eyes. So it's like, God,
oh my God. I thought you disabled it, or didn't you? Or is it back?
Well, the thing is, if you disable it and you want to add some speakers and
you're
like retune it, well, you have to factory reset everything, and you have to do it all over again. And I'm not sure I'm fully done with measuring in the room, so I hadn't put the software back on again. And yeah, so 2 of 3 cats were totally messed up. They didn't know what to, like, they were scared, wide eyes, like airplane ears and that sort of thing.
Oh,
And
for
the
sure,
one that
dude.
did it was sort of on the corner of the or a corner of the carpet going, what did I do?
It was like that when I got on top of it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude. 2 pairs of 50s plus, was it, what speaker group? Was it all of it?
No, it was just 2 pairs of 50s, but at like 75-ish volume.
That's pretty juicy.
Yeah.
That's pretty juicy.
And it's one of these, if you know Arctic Monkeys, right? Like, it's not rock where, like, it starts off with...
Mhm. Oh, like straight into the gravy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, there is that, like, fade in, but that fade in didn't save anything either.
Old Arctic Monkeys.
Yes.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have that issue here. The only time that I have it feels bad if I forget the BO time to push in the plunger, like I did when I went to Calgary for a week. And then I had to wake up every morning with the thought that I need to go back into my BLI and turn off every light and shit, or basically hit a goodbye scene and then turn off the emerge because it would play for 7 minutes. But other than that, I should maybe program some logic into it. I used to have it in my old apartment when Nest was still a Nest.
Yeah.
And it worked well. And I had it when it goes to eco mode, it basically shut down everything, as a system status mode, right? When I put it to goodbye or, house off, and something comes on mysteriously, especially I think years and years ago when the Philips Hue was still new, I guess, or a trend. They didn't have the ability for you to set in the app to not have the lights turn back on after the power outage. So if they're fucking with the building and they shut the power down and you're not home, like it happened to me, I was in Dominican, I came home and the lights were on for a week and a half.
Yeah, most of my lights do that too, which is kind of annoying.
But now there is an option setting inside the Philips Hue that you can say to do not turn back on.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. So that's why I brought it up, because now it actually is. So that essentially macro that I used to have based off of the, Nest talking to the BeoLink gateway and all that, and the Hue, it's obsolete now because if power, which does go out in and out here quite a bit in Montreal, they don't come back on. Nothing comes back on.
Yeah, the way it kind of should.
So, but I cannot wait to move out of here and just start a new life with Ubiquity, because this fucking Vincent, dude, I want to toss it in a tall grass for never to be seen and found again.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it, but it's worth it almost, like, with the headache. Because every time I come home and a freaking moment for some reason falls off the network, and so does the Avant. Right? When you turn it back on with the join command and it pipes into the BeoSound 2 without an issue. It just says connecting for a little bit and, what comes on. So I don't understand what the goddamn malfunction is, but also if I stream from the theater, flawless. If I stream to the Avant from the BeoSound 1, disaster. It's dropout. There's some sort of a sync issue on the Wi-Fi because they're both on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell. But it's definitely, I've never had these issues with Ubiquity before. Even when I lived in the Westmount, that entire building was ran by Ubiquity system. So it was flawless for internet. Like, we never really barely had any dropouts on the podcast. So
no, like if I have any dropouts here, it's not my Ubiquity stuff. It's like
the
ISP.
provider.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a handful maybe over the last 3 years, but it's always been the ISP.
Yeah.
And it tends to be for like a second or two, but that's enough to like mess it up properly.
Oh yeah, then it's I'm actually debating to sit or set up the ping for the watt box in my little room thing, or the little cabinet where the router is.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really worth doing it? Because I have the router to reset every Sunday at 3 a.m. I think we talked about it. Maybe I should set it for more often, I guess.
Yeah.
Cycle it maybe on Sunday and Wednesday and see if that helps.
Maybe Vincent needs a bit more rest.
Maybe I need to power cycle the bloody moment, right? Maybe I should buy me another, though, that Philips Hue outlet controller and pop it in there and just have that part of the reboot sequence. Because in BLI, you're able to now reboot all the Mozart and ASC products through macro.
Well, that's good.
Which is great, because unless they're offline, and you're screwed. But I do use it every now and then. You reboot that, and then you reboot the bloody BLI as well, and everything comes back online. Because sometimes I find that the Halo goes a little cross-eyed with the macros.
Yeah. I was looking on our last bit of shilling, which I forgot. Come join our Discord if you haven't yet already.
God, we're totally stretching it today, eh?
I mean, it's summer. B&O is gone. We're semi-gone.
That's it. We're freaking idling this on the neutral in the parking lot nowadays because there's not much to do with AC on.
But I was looking at one of this is John's.
That's setup. Pretty cool.
I really like this furniture.
Fucking A, man. I do like it a lot too. I think it'd be cool if the other ones, like if they swirled towards one another, because I know they're both the same pieces, right? You can't really turn them upside down, but it is fucking sweet.
Maybe you could turn. I don't know.
Oh, the base is thicker.
Yeah, but maybe you flip the base. Right, like you take the top off, take the base off, and move it upside down.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like something that you. I think you might be able to assemble that, I guess, or you do have to assemble it.
But anyway, I thought
it's sick. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, for the setup, it is right. Like this is going to sound insane for the room size.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, ooh, this looks good.
Like the Premiere too.
Yeah.
It's funny how we're going basically the other way from David Lewis's concepts, right? Where the soundbar would underscore the TV. Where now, like the Premiere, it's basically just a certain size, and TV goes above it, right? Like the original 755, you wouldn't put a 7-1 on underneath it because it looks stupid. But this, I don't know. I don't mind it at all. I think we've grown out of those ideas that it has to be, what was that 7-6 wide or tall? I think it was over 1.5 meters as far as the width of the speaker.
From memory, it was a 1.26 meters or something like that.
Or something like that. I guess
which is
it with
really,
the box.
really wide.
It's a huge speaker.
Real life 7.6 dimensions. Oh, no, you're right. It's 160 centimeters wide.
Fucking A. So it was 1.5. So yeah, it's a long ways. It's a long ways. Because I know that it's almost as tall as me. I think it's like up to here somewhere when I had it set. So, too bad they didn't put 2 power links in it. One for center channel and one for the sides. Because that would still kill. It was just a stereo speaker. And I think for BB755, it was a little too far apart for a center.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Well, I also on our Discord, BeoZip is redoing his cinema room.
Yeah. That's actually pretty cool. It's a long install if he's doing it one day at a time.
And back in the day, I don't think it shows anymore. But back in the day, when you Googled BLAP 12-3, you would always find this living room, and I never put 2 and 2 together.
That's funny.
Or at least I think it's his living room.
Or one variant of it, I guess, at this point.
But
you changed your layout too in your old apartment a couple times.
Oh yeah, several times.
Yeah, it's a normal thing to do in Europe.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I can't find it now anymore. But like he has, was it 12 threes front and 12 twos rear or something like that, or maybe 12 threes rear as well. And it's just, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's 12 twos on the sides now of the theater, with by the looks of it, like lap threes is the front height,
Yeah.
and then rear he's got the lap 12s again, I believe. And I don't know if there's, because he's got another set of BeoLab 3 sitting there in the picture, just waiting to be put somewhere. But yeah, no, it's in photos, not chat.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it looks good with threes up here,
Mm-hmm.
especially all
It's
in
gonna
white.
sound fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I'm also just an extreme sucker for 12 threes.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're without a doubt one of the most beautiful on-wall speakers that were ever produced. If you discount the 5 and 3000s from the early 90s, because those were, at the time, those were kick-ass too. Plus, when you attach the amps and displays on them and stuff, that was cool.
I still like the 5000 and 3000s. I mean, they're kind of retro, but they're very artsy.
Yes.
I mean, they can just. I mean, if you ever like find a pair that is completely broken, right? I think you can just stuff them with like sound absorption material and put them on the wall anyway. Like they're just pieces of art, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically like the non-used shape tiles.
Yeah. I mean, the
So he's doing
5000s are quite big, but
So he's doing the gyro. That thing is, you have got to be on level so bad, because if you're not, if you're off just a little bit, it starts to swivel out, because it's frictionless, and it should have had a magnet somewhere that sticks it to the wall, in my opinion. No, I've looked through his pictures, man, but it's the truth of all that shit hanging on top, not just. Because I've done it. I've done exactly that bracket on a concrete wall. So we knew the bracket didn't move. But once we put it on, like even with the set screw that you lock in the plate to the installation plate, it can
is it one of these set screws where where you tighten it, it just goes
that's what I'm saying. It can dance just a little bit and you're fucked. And then it just starts swinging out open. That's the problem we had. And it took a while. And the biggest problem with that is also that those set screws has a little tip on it, right? So they basically, no matter what, once it's in the wrong position, it always travels into that wrong position.
Yeah. Yeah, it sort of makes that dimple, and it will forever be in that dimple.
That's it. And it's really hard to fix. But no, I hope he's doing it. He's doing it the right way, that's for sure. But yeah, that bracket is cool. Oh, fuck, man. The aluminum finishing on it is really next level. It's really next level. It's really next level.
Well done, STB, as per usual. Really, like that's one of the companies where you never really hear any issues come up.
Well, like because they don't do software, but
there's quirks, but there's also never really any like, oh, there's, I don't know,
recall on this or that. Yeah, no, they design it very well. They definitely design their gear very, very well.
I mean, it's never like, I don't know, my bracket broke or any of that shit.
The only thing that I wish they did is to give, at least for this particular one, a installation poster. Just big enough to cover the bracket itself, because the center the center line of the theater, if you look at it, it's quite funny from it's still, I guess we're looking at the screen, we're still in the past picture, but it's still it's off of the center from both sides. If you go back one.
Okay. Sorry.
See, like it's neither centered on anything. The center of the theater, like it's somewhat. It looks like it's almost centered, like the edge of the tube, I guess, that's the bracket is attached to, is in line with the back plate. But it's not. Yeah. It's not. It's few mils off. So that's Like that's the one that should have had, just this is the center line of the theater, and this is where you need to mount the stuff. It's fucking 11 by 17, if even, for a sheet of paper, and that would help. I don't know if they still if they supply it now, but when we did it, they did not. But that's something that definitely saves a lot of headache and nonsense when you have an exact. I guess I'm spoiled by the B&O's wall brackets, right? Because they started doing that since BeoVision 12. No, was it 12? No, 12 didn't have that. BeoVision 14, I believe, they started with the brackets, because I don't think BeoVision 11s, I remember we still had to measure out. Or no, that was BeoVision 10s. So from BV 11s onwards, there was an installation poster.
Yeah, you anything wall mountable, you get it with now, like even stages and whatnot.
Like theater doesn't need to have the whole length of the theater. It just needs to have the most important part where it hangs and clings onto, right? Which is the width of that bracket. So that whole thing, if it was that wide, I think it would work very well. And I also wish that there was some way to torque the resistance on how easy it opens, because once you wouldn't be able to have it so close to the wall due to the fact that how many fucking wires you got running through your theater.
No.
Like that's just a fact, right?
So, I mean, it's already kind of an issue with the floor stand.
So yeah, that's the only drawback, that this is not really meant for a lot of cable per se, or at least very flexible cable. So like if you're doing power links, I wouldn't do them through Cat 7. I would just buy the actual power links with RJ45 connectors, the thin ones.
Yeah.
And then you don't have that, what's it called?
The resistance.
The resistance or bent back force from the wires trying to straighten themselves out. Even though over the years they will adjust, but that's a lot of suffering.
I mean, it's just not a thing you can do with 50s though, but with 12s and whatnot, it's good.
So,
I mean, it's
drinking variety of beers, or he's just showing his collection.
I think he's probably somewhere in Germany. So, like beer is omnipresent.
Just stick to one brand, brother. Shit, all over the place. He's sponsored by it.
Wait, like you only like one bourbon?
No. I don't have any bourbon now, so in fact, but for beer, yes, I only like, not that I only like, but I preferably 99.999% I drink Stella.
Well, if it's not alcohol-free beer, like he did a good job keeping it all level. Maybe he needed the beer, right? Because normally he's a bit cockeyed, so the beer levels him out.
That, or you just need that for the bravery to handle it. But looks good. Yeah. It's looking good. It's coming together slowly but surely.
I mean, it's just moving any of this shit is always such a cable mess.
Oh,
it always
100%.
Takes way longer than expected.
Even the guy on the Discord was asking, should I take apart the theater while moving it? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, don't even risk it, man.
Well, first of all, that SMI is not on there like locked.
It's nothing terrible, really.
I mean, it sort of hangs in this clamp, right? But like, do this with it, right? And the screen will probably come off.
Mm-hmm. If it jumps in the van?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. I couldn't even imagine. Because, yeah, that would happen.
Yeah.
Very likely. If it's a harder bump. In Montreal, for sure. So. Yeah, I don't drink non-alcoholic beer, Max. What's the point in that? No. But there's very few beers that are like European volume in alcohol, right? Like 10, 11, 12%. They would fall off their feet over here, man. Kidding me? They drink this murky water, 5% or whatever it is. I think it's 5%, isn't it? Somewhere around there it floats.
It tends to be Pilsner and IPAs, yeah.
They're a little more.
Certain IPAs can be a bit more, but they kind of top out at 6.5, sometimes 7, but rarely. But then you get into the doubles and the triples and stuff like that. But also, if you, I don't know, like Leffe, if you have a triple Leffe, it's like you're so full after like a bottle. It's like,
oh my God.
I don't need to eat, right? Like this thing is just like it's liquid bread,
Right.
essentially.
Pretty much.
Also, it's like 14% beer.
So that's my go-to is a Stella, I guess, for now. Did you recently play with the presets in the app? How they look like, the speaker connections and stuff?
No, why?
They look pretty sexy, bro. Hold on, I gotta unlock my device. There we go. Let's go back. I'll show you. Actually, I really do like them. Living room. This share. So let's go to sound. Connected speakers. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So it knows even this, I guess. I guess it would because it's programmed in there, right? And then the dotted line is wireless. I wonder what the DPL would look like.
That is way sleeker than it ever was.
Right? I didn't think you saw it because like we don't really play with that anymore.
No, like you set it up once and you kind of forget about it, and there's unless something drops like drastically and doesn't come back, there's no reason to look at it again.
So and then the funny part is like the levels are here, but I forgot. I think it's under bass management. That's where they put the redirection levels away.
Yeah.
So it's a little more organized. And I haven't really played with anything here other than like I looked at it, I'm like, this is pretty cool, but I would need to, nuke everything. Sources and all that stuff is more or less the same for a source behavior. I don't know why. Only source that I got is YouTube and it's on the bottom. So that's all the same. I didn't set any position to that. But yeah, I do like the progress of the app. The dark mode definitely helps a lot.
Whilst, like, this is going to sound like a criticism, but it's more like a long-term use review, right? Whilst I appreciate these things like prettying up and becoming better, the thing that sort of, I don't know, I find strange is like app guys, like, did you not like sort of draw this out before you started making this app? Like, because if you use this app for a long time, I don't know if it's just you go off of feedback or you sort of fly by the seat of your pants or whatever, but as a long-time user, stuff changes so much, often in a good way, but it's like, where the fuck did it go? Because it used to be in a place.
Look for
it's
it.
no longer in the place. Like,
here's also another catch. Okay, so you see that the 90s are white, right?
Yeah.
But if I go to sound and I go to connected speakers, they're black.
Yeah.
They didn't carry over. What does that say? Okay, just garble to go for people to read up on. So yeah, and then in listening positions, I think it's the same. Kitchen 90s. Yeah, they're black here, which is interesting. But I also can't fix the color even if I wanted to. Let's go to the 90s in settings. There's no shit, bro.
It's working. Is it working?
No
Are we
shit.
jinxing it?
Hold on. It's fetching images. Everybody lift their feet. Somebody's standing on the cable right now, choking my fucking data here. Come on, fetch, bro. Fetch. Let's go, BNO. It's taking an awful long time.
Yeah, in my experience, at some point it crashes when that happens.
I don't think that's looking Oh, shit.
Wait, there's a
No.
lot more colors. Like what the?
What? Choose fabric. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's gonna be the goofy one, and then okay. Let's go with that.
Oh wow.
We can do whatever. What is that? Does it say? Shit! Look at that class. We're totally like, oh, this is actually nice. Okay. No. Let's go back to that. Choose panels. Okay, so smoke tool.
Wow.
Okay, so now let's go back. Let's go back, bro. See if it did something here.
Didn't they change there? Yeah.
I think they were the same here. This was.
I'm not sure
I
that
don't think it was
bottom
this dark.
panel was the same previously.
Let's go to sound. Connected speakers. Ah, choked. Listening positions. Ah, choked. They didn't change here. Hold on, maybe I restart the app. Okay, so they're cool there. Sound. Electric speakers. No. Oh shit, they're on. Yeah, we're not gonna play no sounds. Very cool. Very, very cool, eh? I'm impressed, honestly. Very impressed. So far so good. Even for summer holidays and stuff.
God, I'm gonna need to look at that because see if the 50s got any of this fancy stuff. Because last time I looked, but it's been a while, I still can get like aluminium 50s with an aluminium front with oak sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was always black front, aluminium, and oak sides. Like that was it.
No, now there's more. Obviously, I'm surprised actually. And thank you for listening, BNO. Honestly,
Yeah,
thank you for
sweet.
listening to the complaint because this was not that it wasn't important, but it was really important in a way because that is the best, most expensive speakers you offer, and then in the app it shows goofy.
It's the little things, right? Like
It's
details
always
matter.
devil's in the details.
Well, especially for your flagship, right? Like it's like, come on, you can't expect us to pay 450 grand, right, on a special edition and then not be able to select the color.
Yeah. Too bad level is still the same. It doesn't. I thought you could change and choose the grills too. That would be cool, but level doesn't do it yet.
Yeah, let's see if they move that down to 50s because, I mean, if you bought the Ferrari editions and you still can't get them, right? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. But
the Ferrari editions were like, God, like 40% more expensive. Like,
yeah,
and what does an
they
image
were not
cost
cheap.
you? Like, come on.
Yeah, they were expensive. I always wondered if that line, because it's aluminium red line that goes down the right
Yeah.
center of the tweeter, does that affect it in any way? Or does it tune out for that within the software itself?
Probably tunes out in the software. Or it's so minimal it's not audible.
Mm.
I mean, it's not like there's a heavy plank in front of it.
No. But like I'm talking like Jeff Martin's ears, when he's like, "Oh, there's a half a dB." You know what I'm saying? But he's the only one with that, I guess, occupational sickness, I would call it at this point. We all have it, man. Everybody in any trade has their if you paint for a living, you can't help yourself but look at everybody's finish when you walk into the house.
Yeah.
The same thing with me. I see cables everywhere. I'm like, oh shit. No respect. Daniel, how is it? Hello guys, I own a stage and one balance. They play nice together in the same room. If I add a second balance instead of stage, will it do much difference?
That's why I asked, like, what are you trying to do with it?
Yeah.
Like maximum volume? Maybe a little bit, but I don't think you change all that much.
No.
I mean, you could make them stereo pair, right? Like that's the one thing you could do with two balances.
Yeah.
But are you saying like to get rid of the stage?
I would start looking into the Premiere and then get another balance, and then you have at least a surround or a proper 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, you could have proper 2.0, but once you watch TV, they're kind of useless. So.
No, you can do that with an Apple TV.
Oh yeah, but that's not a box. Yeah, it's not that thick of a line, I don't think. I guess I remember it much thicker for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, you can keep them as permanent AirPlay speakers.
Yeah.
So that works.
I don't think there's going to be a Mark II for the Lab 50s. If there's going to be a Mark II, it's going to be a quiet, silent Mark II like it was for the 90s, where they basically changed drivers because the old ones weren't made anymore, but it didn't really change the spec of the speaker. It's just a different driver now, but it's they're still scan speak, I believe. Yeah. Exactly. So there won't be much change. Just like with the Lab 5s, like the only thing that's changed was the IEC plug went to a figure 8 on the power supply line because it was for some reason it just made more sense that way, and that was that. And
or
then
from memory, even be like 8,000 to 8,002, right? Like it was mostly connections and stuff.
Well, no, 8,000s and 8,002s had ice power amps, and there was a little bit of a difference in the look where the 8,000 OGs had the status light about 2.5 centimeters.
It's hung under it.
Where the other one is hung under it, and same with the 6,002s. It's all the way to the bottom.
Yeah,
but they basically use the light guide. The sound is exactly the same.
Yeah. Like even though just about everything was different from the amps to the drivers to everything, they just
so they keep that sound profile within the original spec no matter what, if there is a change needed to be implemented, because that's just the way B&O is. Like the only time that I had ever noticed, like speaking of the yesteryears of Bang & Olufsen, is the biggest change was between Biosystem Mark II and the Biosystem Mark III, which did the 3D output. But you could also buy a Mark II with the second generation of the soundboard, which had ASD or adaptive sound technology, which was basically the grandfather of speaker groups, where you could set up speakers and actually assign them to completely different roles that just don't make sense in a regular surround environment, where your left rear becomes a front right, and your front left is now or front right is your now front left, right? Because the stereo image changed. And that was possible to do, but it was a pain in the ass because you had to measure from point A to point B and give that distance to, let's say, like you would take a fixed object. Like in my room, I would take this bench and I would measure from one side to the other, and that would be my point of reference for A and B. And from there, I would measure to each speaker from both of those points. That's why I got the laser gauge, because it's fucking hours, man, to set up. And then you set that up, and that's how you tell it, okay, this is the, let's say, the dining table preset.
Yeah.
But that's where that spawned at. But that's where the first time that I had seen, even if you didn't set it up, that was a significant, more or less noticeable dynamic range change on all the speakers that B&O had produced. Just like, I guess, if you compare the Biosystem 4 or Avant platform to a Mozart. It was a significant change in dynamics, and speaker 4 sounded fucking great back then, man. Remember those times?
Yeah, it's one of the things I miss, really.
Yeah.
I would like to have a proper speaker 4 introduced, especially with 50s.
So yeah, that's the only time that I've noticed. But other than that, the sound profile doesn't change on anything, really.
I mean, you can sort of make your own speaker 4 now, but it's not the same because
It's not the same, man. It's for some reason it's just hanky.
Well, also it seems like you lose volume depending on what you do. You can have front, left, front, right, and then in surround settings, and you don't lose the dip, but then it's very forward based, right? Like whatever is in the front, and True Image does the other thing. But if you set everything to front, right, front, left, then you drop like 4 dB or something.
And you have to correct for.
And it sounds different. It's not. God, I had so many late night TV watches, right, where like you were watching something that was normally quite loud, but people were asleep, and the surround speakers were close behind you, so you just set it to speaker 4, and like you could turn it down quite a lot, right? Or for music, like that also worked.
Yeah, it's a little different now, but like I guess most of our viewers are also old enough of a generation that remember those times and curtains and speaker 4s and whatever else have you, and 4-man, so the video, but the new gen doesn't really know any of that because it's all HDMI.
The viewers are so young they probably don't remember speaker 4.
And that too, that it's 2 different generations of B&O. Like the Masterlink people they lived a different life than the network link people live, I guess, where there's more of a, I don't know, like B&O back then was more linked, from my experience, within the common areas of the house. And if there was B&O in another room, it was standalone system that doesn't really, you could listen to your own either TV sound or whatever. But now it's everything's network based. It doesn't really matter. You can listen to 7 different things or however many rooms you have. Yeah, that's a lot of work though, setting like to go back to the app. Like if I were to always do that with my sub and turn it to corner mode in the bedroom, that just gets too old. But I have it reduced pretty well too, because I'm at the very end of the wall, so it already boosts the bass by the default of being close to the wall.
Yeah.
And I don't need my neighbors from the other side knocking, even though these are gone, which obviously these now are being utilized every day. Every day they're playing. And I do need to retune the whole system, but it's such a dreadful thing to do. I don't know why, but I'm going to have to, commit.
I'm going to call you Sam because I'm not sure where the intonation is. My Horizon TV is aging badly. It's currently linked to 2 pairs of 18 and a 19. Do you see a way for me to replace the Horizon and keep current BeoLabs set up for surround without breaking the bank? Dan? Probably thanks. You could potentially go to a BeoVision 11 or a Mark 1 Avant. Other than that, secondhand Eclipse is possible.
That would probably be the best bet.
That doesn't break the bank. Try and look for a Mark 3. I know it's a bit steeper than you probably want, but if you can find a secondhand theater and just get any old screen, right, you're good for another
10 years minimum, bro.
Yeah, if not 20.
I would sell them, or if I don't know where your dealer is, but what I would do, I would consider trading in the Lab 19 towards the theater. That's what I would do. That's what I had in my old apartment. I had the BeoLab 18s as rears and
well, he has 2 pairs of 18s.
And a theater. Oh fuck, dude, that's perfect.
I mean, so those are the options I would do. Another, if you really wanted to, is if you want to go really, really cheap, right, is either an Armando box or the SoundSend Weisse dongle.
I'd go with the Armando.
Same. I'm just giving options, right? Like depending on what, like without breaking the bank, I don't know what that means. Like, does $5,000 break the bank or 2? Right? Like, I'm assuming it's more like 5, 6, since you have 2 sets of 18s and a 19, but I don't know. Yeah, Horizon. Whether it's crapping the bed or not, I would replace it personally.
Yeah, those were the Android-based platform was a mistake, a very big mistake. BeoVision 14, Avant, next generation, and Horizon. It's no good.
Depending on where you are in the world, you should for $5,000 to $8,000 definitely get a secondhand theater, and that way you'll be good forever, and you have free reign of panel, right? Like you can go like the latest LG panel, the earliest LG panel, it kind of doesn't matter. Also, LG screens are not that expensive.
No.
My dealer's contacts are in the description down below. You can send him an email. He probably has X demos for theaters and potentially even theaters. He does a lot of Second Life.
Yeah.
Which is a European thing, unfortunately, and not a US thing. But he sends stuff, especially for Second Life, all over the world. But just send him an email.
If you don't ask, you won't know, and you won't get the answer.
For some reason, a lot of Dutch dealers do Second Life, where they have a dedicated repair and
resell area,
refurbishment and resell bit of things they take in from customers for trade-in and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the route I would go. Or X demo, like X demo for any dealer around the world, it tends to be a thing. Also, this is going to sound weird, right? But sometimes for certain things, I prefer X demo because once it's been on for 6 months, it kind of proves it's going to be on for another 10 years.
You know it works.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've had people that back in the old B&O store that would specifically come for X demos, and I'm like, why would you always just like, why not buy a brand new one, right? And he's like, because you know what, Willie, I know this one works.
Yeah.
Because B&O usually, like back in the day and also nowadays too, like if it doesn't dud on you in a few months from the day you purchased, it'll be good forever. Or for a long time at least, other than, asterisk to the Avant 55 because they just have no fan and cook themselves to death. And that's just very sad. It's very sad. But V1 still holding on, shit. And that was that was
one of those super solidly built things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the screen may be oldish, but it's perfectly serviceable. But the back end is just a fucking tank.
Yep. Had it opened a number of times. Had to change some wires and stuff. Or ribbon cables, rather. Yeah, guys, I started also when I started getting into this B&O hobby. I started with a little bit of hand-me-downs and second-hands from clients when I started working for B&O. That was one residence that basically the gentleman, it was a very significant gentleman for Calgary, and he passed away, and his wife was not able to just hold and maintain of all of it. They actually had an Olympic, not the ski track, but when you just go on like the cross-country track, I guess.
Yeah.
On their property, and that's where the first time that's where I got the Pentas from, and the white BeoSystem 5500, all 4 pieces with red lines, CX100s and CX50s with all the links that I had to rip out from underneath. Oh man, that was fucking terrible. But I got it all. And it was the first place that I've seen that they've installed the link eyes behind picture frame mirrors or picture frames. So with IR, it still blasted through, but you didn't see them. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's how it all started. And then when I bought my first TV, it was BeoVision 9. And at the time I was married, but I've decided to ask for forgiveness before I would ask for permission, which in the long term, in retrospect, I think it worked out much better than doing it the other way. Because I still have the TV.
Yeah.
Years and years later. So yeah, that's how you got into it. And I guess I had luck in life that I started working with piano, and it just rubs on you, bro. It changes the way you furnish your house and everything else. Just goes from there.
I mean, I quickly did a quick glance, and for some reason, currently there's not that many secondhand theaters, if any, really, on that are easy to find. But keep your eyes open, especially if you have some time, right? Like that's another thing where you save a lot of money is when you're not in a rush.
Yes. DJ Neil of my V1 only issues the standby power usage. If you have issues with how much it's eating, then set your quick start timers to only, like, I don't know, have the TV to be actually in standby from, let's say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 8, and that's it.
He says with network on, it's about 55 watts for his 32. Which...
Fucking, that is a lot.
It's a fair amount, but I understand it more having lived in Europe recently with how expensive electricity is.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, right? Like I don't like the EU, but the EU kind of has a point, but it's kind of their fault, right? Where, like, yes, standby power kind of matters because, like, energy is expensive. And it's one of these sleeping costs where you don't really necessarily notice it, obviously.
Dude, if I just think of how much shit I have in the house that's running constantly, it's ridiculous. Everything, basically.
Sure. But like in Europe, it's not uncommon for people to go around and literally click all these things off at the wall. Like, I'm leaving the house, I'm literally unplugging my TV kind of deal.
Shit. Yeah, that's not like that here.
Yeah, but we're at like what? Like 10, 15 cents a kilowatt?
Mm-hmm.
They're at like 50 in the Netherlands, something like that.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I'd be fucking juicing shit out too. Everything's running off one power bar. Ding. No, it's like, if I think about it, like, yeah, everything. I have Shelly drivers that control LEDs that when both are on, they're both eaten. I have the Avant eaten all the time. I have the light bulbs everywhere that are eaten all the time. Fridge that goes without saying, the stove and shit. All the cameras. BeoSound 3. Just showing time.
Yeah. Jonas says, I'm in Vienna, it's like 30 cents a kilowatt hour.
Damn.
Yeah, if you're on one of those solid contracts that doesn't fluctuate. Yeah, I mean, people would, like here in Florida, right? People threw a fucking hissy fit when the price went from 9 cents, including everything, to 11 cents a kilowatt hour.
I guess the uproar is real.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, for the same price, right? We can use almost 3 times as much as you guys. Like, it's not fair. In
well, my
sense.
bill for, because Hydro Quebec here,
yeah,
they bill every 2 months, which is weird, but that's what it is. So my last bill for last 2 months of use, which is, I don't use the air conditioning when I'm not home because it's cool as it is. When I get home, it within a few minutes, it's done. It's back to the temperature. So this 2 months was $97 Canadian for electricity.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. So it's almost $50 a month. 48, 49.
Let's see. It says it's 11 Canadian cents a kilowatt hour after the first 40 kilowatt. So let's see that, and that is Canadian. So in euro, that is 6.9 cents a kilowatt hour. And he's saying they're at 30.
Yeah, you'd be unplugging stuff. I'd be unplugging stuff probably. Yeah, the 18s wouldn't be just fucking, we're hanging out waiting for Wiza to be connected from the theater. Yeah, because I got everything. Like now that I think of it, Jesus Christ, man. Even the stuff that I control power of, it has power coming to it to be controlled with. So yeah, now it's way more, I guess, I guess death by 1,000 cuts when it comes to power consumption. It's not like back in the 80s, 90s, like your main consumer was stove, right? If you had an electric one. But now it's like, okay, I have a battery charger in my house. I have all this shit running, especially when you have kids that are, of age. So now they got laptops, they got tablets, they got their phones. You got your phone, got your garage door opener on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, you're still cheaper than even I am by like 3 cents a kilowatt hour.
You know what? And rightfully so. At least something's cheaper here. Fuck, they're making all the electricity here and they're bragging about it. So at least make it cheap for us. So that's good. That's good to hear. Everything else is stupid, but at least the power's cheap.
It's
Now it kind of makes sense why there's so many electric cars in Quebec and Montreal. Montreal is heavy with those. Everything here. Downtown, you go around, it's a lot of these.
It's partially why you get all the potholes from, because these cars are so goddamn heavy.
Oh, bro. But you know what? Like I was saying last podcast, they're gotten smeared pretty good in the news media and social media. So now there's a lot of roads that are being fixed. They're really cracking down on it. Not everywhere, but it's not as big of a feels bad driving the Audi around here now. So yeah, that's the life in Montreal. Yeah, at least now it's the construction holiday, right? Which this is the weird phenomena where they shut down the construction work for 2 weeks in the whole city. Nobody's allowed to work. Everybody takes a vacation, holidays, whatever. So the traffic now is like essentially one continuous Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning for 2 weeks. There's no traffic because there's no school. There's nothing, bro. It's a blessing to be driving in this. But then it hits back. One more week.
Yeah. This is probably the energy prices, right? Like this is probably why, like in Europe, so many people don't have AC. It's expensive to run it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't run my AC in this climate I live in if it was 3 times the price per kilowatt hour, right? Like, no way.
Oh, you'd be fucking putting solar panels all over your roof, first of all. So,
I mean, even then, right? Like, you hope you collect enough.
Interestingly, I guess this come up when I was in Edmonton doing the Genesis. Once I finished, I went to see one of my clients, long-term clients. It was funny because he's like, "Can you be there around 11? Because I have my granddaughter's grad, who I remember playing with dolls and couldn't even talk really yet, right? So that's how far back this is. Just ridiculous with BNO that how long you know these people for, because the gear lasts for so long. So anyways, he came back from that. We were talking about it because he has a huge panel on his house, and it's gonna take a while for that investment, I guess, to amortize itself and come back. But he pays $0 for the grid electricity now. He just makes money back. And I think he's got a couple batteries as well in the garage that hold back some power. So it does make sense to go solar, but depends where, right? Then it also comes with how clean is the air around you? Like, do you have a lot of dust? Because that settles on the panels, reduces the efficiency. Now you got to go out there and clean them somehow. I've seen companies that have these automatic wipers and stuff, but depends on what dust you have falling on it. Like at some point it'll scratch, my opinion.
Yeah, but you can if you do it with water or something like that, right? You can stop the scratching quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
obviously, we'll do it with water. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't refund it. stainless steel spatula and shit. No. I would like it still, or have it programmed so when it rains, it does it automatically.
Again, like solar panels, I like them. I'm thinking about them potentially, but it's not for the faint of heart investment, right? Like for a house like this, it's easily 20 grand.
And it's something that I don't know if I would want to take on myself as an installation, because you're fucking with the roof.
I mean, if I understand it correctly, like in the Netherlands anyway, right? Like they inspired all these people with tax breaks and whatever else to get solar. So a bunch of people did, and then they started producing more than they used. So then they started to tax the stuff they brought back to the power company. It's just like...
Which in Japan, I've watched weird documentaries. I watched the documentary about energy returns and blah blah blah, and it actually is against it's illegal. It's against the state law or country law, or federal law rather, in Japan to do that, to backcharge people for not, because they send you a kilowatt, you use half of it, they charge you for fucking getting the half the kilowatt unused back.
Yeah,
that's what happens in Canada and US. It does not happen in Japan. It's illegal. So their power is stupidly cheap.
Well, also it's all or a lot of it anyway is
it's nuclear.
Yeah, like you have a high initial cost, but after that, for the next 60 years or so, it's pretty cheap.
Unless the water don't come and wash all that shit off.
Even so, like divided by however many millions of people are there. Like same for Florida, right? I think Florida has like 5 nuclear power stations.
Interesting.
And that's partially what like not all of it, but like I think locally here, there's a gas power, coal, or whatever it is. I think it's natural gas, but it's competing with nuclear, right? So they can't just like upcharge you to the hill, because then the nuclear people just say, well, we can just switch over. You just switch to us.
Yeah, I never understood that pricing of how the utility pole usage fee and all these bullshit fees that you get on the bill here.
Yeah.
It's a little disgraceful.
Yeah, we have that too, where like the use of the line is almost as much as like the initial energy you get over it.
It's more than the bill itself.
Yeah.
Bill is ready.
Then again, I must say, yesterday we had to do one of these pregnancy things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as the nurse was talking, she's like, when the baby comes and you push it down, right? And she caught herself, because apparently doing this, she shouldn't do that. And the reason is there's a subsection of women that apparently understand that when they say push, they think you should push with your hands, because they saw a nurse talk about it and do this.
Oh my God, another TikTok nonsense. Jesus Christ.
So there are apparently women in like labor and delivery, right? When they say push, they start going, huh, huh, get out.
That's so messed up. Here, let me see if I can see the details of it.
It's like, what the hell?
Okay, so mine has system access charge is $28.62. I consumed $55.25. Then there's just charges. There are also several top new file charges, administration, and charge for establishing services. So that's 28 cents. $12.56 is the tax. And then my total is $96.71. So it's way worse in Alberta from what I remember for system access charge and all that shit that they charge you for. It's a little bit too much, or way too much.
Yeah, that's probably where the actual profit comes from, right? Like the
100%.
The surcharges is not actually the delivery,
the electricity,
uses of power.
But they segue that to the infrastructure development necessities and whatever, right? To build more posts and whatnot. And it's well, we can't escape it. We are very much power dependent no matter what, man. Nobody can go back to the fucking 1500s and get a wood stove or whatever in the middle of the room. I don't think that would jive no more. That's a lot of people.
Oh, in some countries that's fully illegal because
Well,
your
it's illegal
neighbors
here
might
too.
have asthma and that sort of thing, right?
Well, here the problem was that, like, well, in '98 when that big, what's it called, the big snow freeze or freezing rain came by in
Mm-hmm.
Montreal. Yeah, like I think it was like 60 people died in the city, and most of them from smoke or CO2 inhalation or carbon monoxide from having fireplaces running and shit that they shouldn't have been running anymore.
Yeah, but those same people would die of something else, right? Because they're not exactly clever enough.
That's it.
Because
For
I mean,
every warning,
carbon
there's a lawsuit.
monoxide poisoning, like you just need to crack a window, right? It'll be better for the draft of the fireplace anyway.
Yeah, but then you're letting the cold air in, bro. You don't understand.
Yeah, but the whole point is that the heat comes.
I know.
Like the heat needs air.
But yeah, that's where it is. Well, there is nothing much here. Like if power goes out here, I think I'm completely fucked in my building.
You can turn all your speakers. Oh no, not if power goes out, I guess.
I could turn on my
You
BeoSound.
could lay on your ice amps. Like, come on, heat up.
I could listen to my BeoSound 1 on the battery from a hotspot of my phone, and that would be about it. The rest is dead. But oh, back to the remote for a second here. So let's see, I put these energized and super cool, crazy ass batteries in there.
Yes.
I'm using this one every day. It's still at 100%. It's been on for 7 days and some hour because I started it through the pod or before podcast. The only weird thing is they all updated through the BeoSound 1, the ASE.
Yeah.
Except the Netflix Amazon remote.
Huh.
It goes all the way, poof, restarts itself, comes back the same version. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, the Netflix Amazon remote was a mistake, if you ask me.
Big mistake. It really cheapified the look of the Beo remote one, in my opinion. Especially the Amazon and Netflix together, the big two buttons.
I mean, weirdly, that remote would have worked better in North America, but there's next to no market at that time in North America. Because back in those days, right, like there was no Amazon really in Europe.
Because I don't think there still is any, right? It's all Alibaba or whatever, right?
Well, there's some, but it's mostly Amazon Video.
Streaming services, not purchase services or consumption.
Well,
services.
It wasn't a thing, right? Because like there's in Europe, at least in the Netherlands, like overnight shipping is like, oh, that's special. It's like, no, it's not. Every shop does that. Like the fucking supermarket does overnight shipping.
Yeah, but I guess the distances are completely different than here.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, if I wanted the computer parts, right? Like I like you Google where like, and it's like, oh, this is 3 cities over. When is it here? Tomorrow. Okay. And this is just some shop with like 5 people in it, right? Like, but it would still be there the next day.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Dan. You're telling me that? Yeah, I know.
Won't sleep much. He's a night owl, anyways, bro.
Yeah, we're hoping we can stagger it somewhat because she's a morning person.
He's a night owl. Fucked me up when I was there for 2 weeks, man. We went to bed like 3-4 o'clock at the earliest in the morning. Shit, man.
Oh, you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I'm not complaining. But then I had to go to work.
Yeah, but it was also your vacation. Yeah. Like, what else are we gonna do?
No, and I know, but then by the time the vacation's over, your body's fully reset to the vacation mode and now work mode. Now you got to be up in 2 hours, bitch, because I can't sleep before again.
You just have to go to bed very early once, and then it'll be all right.
Well, I brought enough bourbon to definitely offset the jet lag, so to speak.
I mean, in many ways, I'm glad I don't have 90s because Baby Shark over 50s will be plenty.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Or whatever else it's going to be, Peppa Pig or
Grating cheese on the Mercedes grills.
something like that.
I saw Mom do it, but not on the speakers.
Yeah, it'll be a thing. We'll figure it out. Who knows?
One day
Maybe
at a
he'll be
time.
cool, and he won't
I
do
think
any.
he'll be cool. I think he'll be cool.
And he won't do any of this nonsense.
Yeah, you never know. Every baby though has its hissy fits, I guess.
What are your recommendations about the Vant and standby mode and light commands?
I'm not sure I'm understanding this properly. If it's in standby mode, are we talking the deep sleep or the quick start timers? Because in the quick start timers, it talks to the network if you have it set to LAN or LAN on or wake on LAN. If you have it in the off mode, like in between the quick start timers, then the only way you can do anything is to wake up the TV via the IR command from a BeoRemote 1. It does not take anything because the network port is shut off also. So for that reason, back to the electricity. So my fucking Avant eats from 3 in the morning, or no, from 5 in the morning, she eats all the way to the next day at 2 in the morning. Then she shuts down for 3 hours. I put it actually to 4, so I shut it off at 1 o'clock in the morning because I don't go to bed later than that ever now. And during that time, the BLI has no effect on it, and nothing really does anything unless it turns on with a TV source on the BeoTime or BeoRemote 1. So in order to utilize those light commands, that's why the quick start timers are dead between 2 and 5 in the morning, because very unlikely that I'm going to do anything at that time. If I take, if I go for a 3 o'clock morning piss, I can just yell at Google to turn on the bathroom light, which it turns on the under counter Philips Hue controlled light. But the lights control commands will not function unless the TV is in quick start timer standby. I hope that answers the question. As far as the light commands, I guess what they are, I don't know if you're in the Discord or not, but it's in the, I think, documentation section as well, where you have what I had, the document that I've lost somewhere in my pile of all the documents. There is a document that was sent or uploaded by a Christian, and it's saved in the documentation where you have all the command light and control command names translated to functions from function 1 to 2, what they are. Function 2 is goodbye per se. I don't remember off the heart, but that's what that is. So it's a very helpful thing to actually do anything, because you can, let's say, rename your goodbye to whatever, or home. You can rename to welcome because there's no welcome on the list. And then you still know that welcome is, let's say, function 1 or light function 1, because you need to not to forget that prefix needs to be there.
Yes. Let's see.
Is the BeoRemote 1 connected only to a BeoSound core, or BeoConnector updated when either the sound core or core connect is updated? As far as I found out, the Mozart platform has no ability to update the firmware on the remote control. If that's what you're asking, Ed, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm understanding from the question. I could only do it from the old school BeoSound 1, or I don't know if Mikey tried the BeoSound 3. How the fuck is there my girlfriend's hair still on my computer? She's been gone for so long. Weird. It's still there. Fucking hell. So, yeah, I haven't been able to do it because I obviously have a few of these remotes to toss around, and I've had few of them. Well, I have one that is I've forgotten about that was paired into the Emerge, and I've done the whole reboot and this and that, and it did not take an update from there. But as soon as I paired it to the BeoSound 1, it You hit a my button to play the radio, shut it down for a few seconds, and it automatically starts uploading or installing or whatever it's calling, updating the application.
Did you mean this?
Yes, exactly this.
CDF.
So this is exact translation of what that is if you want to call up those functions on the BLI side. Hope that makes sense for all y'all. Oh yeah, there is a welcome home function 16.
Yeah.
I think I have it turned off then in my
So
also the only way to purge that list in control or in sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, if you want to look where it is, it's under documentation here, light and control default names.
Yeah, it actually was me that uploaded it there too, I guess.
Yeah.
So
PDF.
It's a good PDF to have. So what was I gonna say regarding these? To purge the list, you have to have it in the Beo Remote 1 or Beo 4 audio, anything other than being connected to a Bluetooth product like ASC or because you can't modify shit. And then you go into the settings, advanced settings, you go to light, and then you can either show, rename, or remove. I think it is, or show and rename, or move. Yeah. So you can move them about, you can rename it, or just leave it what it is. And whatever you turn off or uncheck from show, if you go back to your Beo Remote 1 on a Mozart program platform, it will all be there. So like here we go to light. And I don't have anything programmed in this for some reason in this remote. Oh no, sorry, there it is. It needed to pull it back. So there is my leaving. Bastard communist turns off. I have it set for to shut off quick. So there's leaving, and I just pressed it. So there's the cinema, the Beo time. Yeah, evening general. So general lights will turn on the general lights. Do I have that going? Yeah, it's playing. So let's just do that. So if I go list, lights, put it to general, then they all come back on. And that's done. If I go cinema, then it shuts down, dims down the pen dependent off. The lamp behind me goes dark or dim. And yeah, it works very well. Evening, it just goes a little brighter. And then, yeah, general lights to everything is to 100%. So yeah, it's fun to play with the gateway.
Yeah. I think I saw a comment from you somewhere on the Discord, JG. If you want them to work all the time, right? Like the only thing you can really do is like have it on all the time, the quick start.
Yeah, you have to set the quick start. I think minimum is 1 minute, but I don't buy that 1 minute. Usually I set it for 10. So, you know,
is it possible with that on that the fans in the TV run?
There's no fans in 55.
He has a 75.
No, they wouldn't run because the TV is complete deep sleep. Like there is no power coming to it. It's strictly IR responsive.
No, but if the quick start timers are on, is it? Could it be that the
fans don't really go because there's, unless you, I guess, if you have the display off and you listen to music through the Avant very loudly, then probably they would turn on because it's on that side of the board.
Because I think
it's on the power supply side.
This is him. Bedroom setup.
Very nice.
Yeah. Sweet setup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still a gorgeous TV.
My favorite, by all means. It's just my favorite TV of all time that B&O has ever made. 75 is nice. 55 I like for the proportions, where the sound bar, when it comes down, it's exactly the thickness is the distance to the edge of the display type of thing. Where on 75 it still looks proportionate, where 85 it's just a little too little, in my opinion. looks fine.
85 should kind of only really be on a floor stand, in my opinion, because then it's really a statement of like, this is and huge and like it moves. And
well,
like
it moves on the wall bracket too, but that's fucking scary, man. I've done installs like that. That's scary.
I mean, it's a great setup.
Mm-hmm.
If fans run, you could also potentially maybe put a vacuum to one of the air vents, right? See if there's a bunch of dust in it.
Quite honestly, I would unplug it from power while it's running.
If you vacuum screens like that, it's generally a good idea to unplug it because the static with shit moving through it.
I would unplug it while it's running, so then it instantly drains the capacitors. And then I would take off the black metal covers and I would pop those 18 screws that are in there that are holding the plastic backing, and you have direct access to the fans, which are on the top of the power supply. They're quite easy to get to.
Because back in the good old BV10 days, I remember hearing the fans every so often, and generally it was like there's some dust, crud, whatever in it, right? And it's not as efficient. And also,
but it was also part of the power up procedure too, where it just like BV7 or BV9, where you turn it on, it goes click clack, right? All the relays click, and then right, it runs its fans to the max and comes back down, and that's it. Just does a self check.
Well, I think the reason I mostly heard it at different points was like it got warm, right? But the corner or the edges of the fan blades will catch more dust.
Yes,
that
over
will
time
create more turbulence, and that will be more audible.
Yes.
So, God, every 12 months or so, I took that thing off the wall and just had a little brush and clean it out.
Yeah, I clean my I usually clean the grills as well in the computer too. That Milwaukee blower really helps, because even with the 90s, like you can see it just removing itself from the speakers.
Yeah,
it's very, very satisfying. It's very satisfying. All right.
I mean, in the meantime, if I did a deeper clean, I would just like in Europe anyway, you don't have the bag on the stick, right? The bag is separate and the stick is on the thing, so you just hold it underneath a bit, and that helped in the meantime.
Yeah, I have a set of 5s that I have to detail out and get them ready to go. Finally, after all this time, I got the chassis back fixed, and it works, which is awesome sauce. So now I just gotta clean her up, get all the fingerprints off, the dust. I'm actually debating, should I take apart the lens completely, because the mid-range driver is hard to clean, right? So I can take that whole upper neck off. I have the freaking tools for it, right? Because you need a super long torque 25 or torque 20, I believe, one or the other. I have both. That goes down the neck of it, and it's just wide enough for the screw head to fall through to the place where it's supposed to be screwed in.
Well, if you feel like tinkering, why not?
But that's a lot of tinkering, bro.
Yeah.
For how much brain damage.
Or you get one of those silk paint brushes with extra long hairs where you can.
I have that. What I'm thinking of doing is because I have one brush that I use specifically for tweeters, but it's a little too wide. It's an inch. It's not tragic, but I'm gonna wrap it around with Tessa tape, because obviously it's that metal right around it, so I don't want to scratch anything. And I think that Tessa tape will help and just get it cleaned out.
Yeah.
Make it sparkling.
It seems like we have a good diverse group of age.
At least on the channel, that's good. Let's see.
I mean, there's quite a lot of Mozart people. Hello. If you want to know how old stuff works, you're in the correct place.
Yeah, you can ask any question you like about the old stuff. I'm sure I could very much help you with that.
I mean, I'm less of an MCL type of old. Maybe you just caught a lot of that still, but
yeah, I'm pretty good with MCL as well. It was a peculiar system back then. And mostly the faults that we had with it was the fucking cable, where the shielding was, or sheathing of it, was made out of this plastic that the rodents just could not help resisting themselves eating through. And most of that was, it was damage from rodents in the walls. And can you get the Penta's display to work with cores? No, that data protocol has been basically forgotten about. I don't even think, I think the Biosystem 3 still will do it. I doubt that the Biosystem 4 will show any information.
Yes, but you also need for the Biosystem 3 the Mark 1 power link cables, I think.
You need them fully seated, depends on what the connections are on the, because there are power link sockets in the Pentas, but those displays are hit and miss. They work like they would work with 9000. They would work with BioCenter 2 and BioSound 4, which I think those have the most advanced metadata display out of all of them. Because if you have it paired with, let's say, BioSound BioMaster 5, and you're join the room where the BioCenter 2 is with the speakers connected to it, it shows the metadata of like album, artist, and also I think the track information on that display, which is the one, and BioSound 4 is the second one that does it. The rest don't do that.
The only way to get it to work with cores is if the cores are like an aux in on something like that. But then you get the volume and whatever from whatever it's aux into.
I don't even think that the BioSound core would display on Pentas.
No. I don't think it ever did.
No, I don't think it has the ability to do that. Like that part of the data, I don't think is there anymore.
Yeah, like they changed it, God, like in the early 2000s somewhere.
Because BioSound Core does not even have the ability to change speaker presets on the BioLab 5s, I don't believe, or BioLab 90s and 50s.
No.
That's only a BioConnect Core and a Mozart platform that can do that. They're using that data port again, but in a different way. And I really don't think you could get displays working with the newer stuff.
I also think it just pulses that number, right, a few times that you have assigned to it and then stops. And
yes. Yeah, there's no constant communication like,
No.
CD or time that it would show and whatnot. That's those days are long gone in as Pentas would be concerned. There's still a great speaker, we have a guy that lives by him.
Steve.
But he also has the whole master controlling system at home, so he lives in a proper time of its era with that, whatever that system was designed for. So it's a completely different sound from, when it comes from Pentas to, let's say, Lab 9s to the Lab 5s or the 8000s in the yesteryears of time. And progressively you just get, music is now more or less digital. So these sound the best with digital music, and so do the Lab 8s and anything that carries forward, like that digital sound. It's far more precise now, arguably, and I know that it stirs and ruffles the feathers of all the audiophiles. But at the end of the day, even if you're listening to the shit on the vinyl, it was recorded digitally and pressed on. So I rest my case.
Danny says, it makes sense buying an 800 millimeter floor stand for my Balin. Sure, if you need to put it on something, but you can put it on all sorts of things, right?
Like a shelf.
I mean, it's probably if it's either that or an IKEA shelf of some sort, this floor stand is probably better because you don't get the resonance of the hollow wood.
Yeah, because a lot of things will start dancing, especially on cheaper furniture.
Yeah, or you just get weird sort of bass resonances, I guess, because like a lot of this sort of IKEA, well, it's not even just IKEA, right? But a lot of this compressed fiber board will sort of take frequencies and
but every material has a natural resonance of itself, right? So you will hit it at some point.
Look, my marble side table is really heavy, but at certain frequencies, if a balance sits on it, right, the marble starts sort of dancing on the metal frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a floor stand will do that, really.
Well, no, because it's screwed in, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the pipe to kind of mitigate that vibration a little bit. So, but yeah.
I mean, the worst one was the M5 for that.
M5 was very bad for that. I remember M5, if you wanted a good sound out of the M5, the best thing to do for it was to sit it on a at least 5 mil cork coaster.
Yeah.
And that completely resolved that bouncing Betty situation, especially at the higher volumes. It's a great product, though. It was just it was too powerful for its weight.
Yeah, it was just
where
it needed, like, I don't know, probably like 1.5 kilos of counterweight.
They should have learned from the fives, because the downward firing woofers on the lap fives, when at the beginning it was called a dancing washing machine, right? Because the woofer was at the front with the, if you go to the history of B&O, how those speakers were made, and they had them fucking office casters, man, office chair casters. So obviously when this was doing that, the whole thing started to dance with itself. But once they put it to the downward firing woofer design, because they needed to hide it somehow, the 15-inch cone is a 15-inch cone. That bottom metal plate that the tuning microphone sits on is specific weight, so it is, I think, it is, I think, 3 or 4 kilos heavier than what the max bounce can be produced from that woofer, with everything built inside that speaker.
Yeah.
And therefore it doesn't dance. And that's the problem with the M5, where it was not heavy enough. And I found also, even I had that feeling with the Gen 1 BeoSound 2s, where I never really owned one, but I have a BeoSound 1. But side by side, I found that the BeoSound 1 was more solid to the, or more grounded to whatever it was sitting on, just because of the battery that was in it.
Yeah,
made it heavier. That made it heavier.
Oh, the BeoSound 2 in my kitchen, if it turns up enough, right? Even though the countertop is solid,
you can hear it bounce a little bit.
Yeah, and you sort of hear the cabinets below it start to resonate.
Mm-hmm. So,
and then it matters where, like, if I put it like in the middle of a cabinet, or literally on the where
the board is, the meat there,
because the wood flex is just enough less that you don't hear it as much.
So yeah, the downward firing woofer is it comes with a sacrifice in the design, definitely, but B&O hasn't really done many of those as far as the woofer firing down, which I think there was only 3-4 that I can count. The lap 5s, BeoSound 1, 2, and M5.
The balance is counteracting.
Is acoustically balanced, just like BeoSound or BeoLab 11 and BeoLab 19. BeoLab 2 was a little different, because that thing was tearing itself apart 3 different ways and then some. But that was a good woofer. It still is an awesome movie watching woofer. Like, if you want to have some earth rumbling shit going down, man, the woofer will take care of it. It's nowhere near as precise as 19. 19 sounds great with lab ones, because they're both surgical. But lab 11 is just beautiful, but it doesn't really stir up. It doesn't muddy up the water enough. It's good for V1, but what I found, that if you put a lab 11 to the V1, it really shaves the balls of the subwoofer. Yeah. You have to really juice the bass on it in order to have it. And I found that enabling external control versus internal control is different as well. But it's a small sub. It's cute. You know what I mean? It was meant for nothing else more than the 3s and 6,000s back in the day in lap 4s.
Speaking of our lab 2 and our new friend Jonas, like, this is a great setup for a student, as he says he is.
Fucking right, man.
I mean, you should probably watch a different movie. But other than that, I'm sure it sounds good.
Yeah, and I like that the cables are clean and neat and everything is there's no, well, I'm sure there's a mess behind the fucking thing, but who cares about what's behind the dresser?
I mean, with a lab 2 like this, have you considered watching Dune at home?
or with your neighbors.
Yeah, because also your lab 2 is going to do some interesting things.
Yeah, that speaker is it's something else. Did you know that in part of the design of the lab 2, they had to take into consideration a toddler crawling up to it, to the woofer?
No.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the reasons why they toned it down, because it's a 1,000-watt amplifier, Class D amp inside, and the only puts out 850.
What? Because like the head gets slapped.
I guess it would hurt. It would fucking hurt. But I don't know what kind of a savage ass parent are you to have your kid walk up directly to the woofer and crank it.
Yeah.
But that's a little perk of the history, I guess.
Well, it is one of these things where you have to like.
It is a nice setup. I have to give you that. That's a good setup for a student to start up with.
I mean, when you are designing something, right? Like you have to consider so many weird things, like children, or like, do fingers fit in here, or.
Well, that's why 9,000 stops the mechanism, right? When you stick your fingers in between the glass, because that also was a risk.
I mean, or if you, I don't know, this is like something totally different, but when you go slightly north of here, and if you are anywhere near nature, your bins have very different handles than they do here. And it's all because of fucking bears.
Yeah, Canmore in Alberta and Banff is the same thing. Like you need to literally know a password to throw your garbage out, because it's like there's a weird way of mechanics that this opens. Once you figure out, it's not bad, but it's definitely when you're not used to it, when you just toss, and all of a sudden like there's an extra step to it. Well, there's a reason for it, man. Them bears are something else.
JG says, sorry, coming back to Avant. If you choose not to run light commands on the Avant 75 and the TV is turned off completely after each use, do you think the lifespan of the TV will be extended? It shouldn't really matter, because the thing that burns out is the graphics chip for the display.
The power has nothing to do with it, man. The power, the light commands. I'm not sure why are you concerned about the light commands unless you have a gateway or a BLI, which I'm sure that's why you're alluding to this question. But no, like if you're really concerned about it and you have a skilled technician somewhere within the vicinity, what I would recommend is open the back, take one of the fans, take one of the thermistors off of it, and move it to the chip side, and pretty much zip tie the fan directly above it. And as soon as you turn on the TV, I think that the threshold is reached within 45 to 50 seconds, and then the fan just starts blowing. Or do what I did, or I'm gonna do, and find yourself a quiet blower fan and put it through the USB input on the TVs inside, and just have it blowing into the thing. But I guess if you're in Europe, the problem you would have is that you have, where I would use that vent as a port, you have your TV cable thing box, I guess, installed in there.
Another thing, if you're not, if all works well, right? See if you can find a secondhand board somewhere, or something like that. If you want to keep this for a long time.
75s don't have as much of an issue with the cooking as the 55s do. 75, 85, because the plenum space is much larger. Like where in a 55, the board is the size of the entire back of it.
Yeah.
Where you have about 15 to almost 20 centimeters up top of empty space, where you technically and potentially could put a blower fan that just blows down towards the board, because any circulation is better than none.
Yes.
And in my old Avant that I had in Calgary, I had the same thing. I had the blower fan installed in it, and it was just blowing down towards the chipset. And it was a massive difference in temperature. A massive difference in temperature.
Yeah, and we're not talking a big fan. You had a fan, right? Like it was
a fan that I salvaged out of an old Toshiba laptop that I soldered 2 Maglite flashlight light bulbs to it from what was the not the solitaire, but the one that is bigger, the AAA battery one. I put 2 lights in the series because I needed to basically bring it down from warp speed to something that I won't hear anymore. And then I just taped them with electrical tape so it doesn't glow inside the panel. And that fan, it still fucking works. And I know because one of my friends that probably still maybe watch the podcast here and there, he bought that TV from me and it still works at his house. And it's been at least 4 years since that happened. So
yeah, on a 75, you can probably quite easily get one of those Noctua fans with the USB.
100%. They fit inside perfectly.
I mean, the lifespan of these things really is down to heat, right? Because the chip in it gets really fucking hot, and they took the safeties off for some reason, and then they get so hot they desolder themselves.
Yes.
But as soon as you have any airflow, right, they don't get hot enough to do that. So it's kind of a bit.
No, it works. It works. It works miracles, man. Like my girlfriend at the time, she had like a vape, whatever, right? So if I took a puff of it and I blew it into like the intake or where the fan, and you could see that vapor just going all the way around the chassis of the TV. So it was dispersing the air throughout the entire back platform of it. So it is definitely, it works, man. It fucking works. The TV still works to this day, and it's a 55. So
yeah,
take it with a grain of salt or rice or whatever floats your boat.
The light commands are on a different board from memory, and they run off the power supply, which are kind of not affected by any of this.
No.
Look, the Avants aren't actually dead. The panels aren't dead. The speakers aren't dead. The chassis are fine, right? It's just like it stops being able to properly output video signal.
It cooks its chips.
Yeah.
That's all there's to it.
So like everything else is as solid as could be. But with a 75, it's less of an issue. I guess the only other thing that sometimes happens is like but which is again not screen related, is the speakers coming out and doing this thing.
I have not played with it since the new app release update and whatever, but from what I noticed in my apartment, or my setup rather, if I join the Avant from the app, let's say from the theater, play the same stuff, it plays without an issue. But I'm sure you fucking been there too. When you're trying to increase the volume and you tap it weird and it disconnects, right? It just shuts it back off. It shuts it back off, and the next speaker cycle gets fucked up on the Avant. I don't know why, but it just does. It pulls them all, and I'm like, oh shit. So you have to turn it back on, and then it kind of releases itself, and then does the stretch exercise, and it's fine. But I tend to not use it or modify the volume really with the app on the Avant. The V1 I don't care because there's no moving parts in it. So if it shuts down, fuck it, it shuts down. But it does mess with the speaker, and I'm sure that it would mess with the stand or a wall bracket on it as well. So it's a harder standby command issued to the TV than when you do an all standby from an adjacent room. And the difference, I guess, in Mozart, if you put an all standby command, let's say from the emerge in my hallway, the theater will come back to its original standby position.
Yes.
Avants don't do that. Or any of the predecessors, like all the other TVs, the Masterlink side. If you do all standby, the TV turns off at the state that it was in, including the Avant with the speakers down, tits out, and looking wherever it was pointed at.
Yeah, it's almost more like it's getting a pause command. Like you lose signal, but it's paused.
Yeah, so it's Avant is peculiar in that way, I guess, for the Mozart platform and the app. But mine has this weird shit going on in it, which is it's not the video engine, it's the one behind it.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you take it apart, it's the first you see, the board. Where my curtains now go from black to gray to when they meet, there's just white, and then they close completely. And my menus are in gray with white text. It's really hard to read. Also, and it's the overlay as well, because the the home control app, which is the BLI, when you do it, the camera's all fucked up, man. It's just there's no colors. It's just weird. So yeah.
Yeah, that's another weird thing. Generally, if you get the purple and green fanfare of the board going, the overlay menus work fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know. It's really strange.
Well, it's an older platform, I guess, and now they're more focused on hashing out the software than they did before.
It's the last true platform, really, for a TV.
Yes, yeah, that was it. I was there basically at the fall of the video department, because that was the last time in 2016 when they did the NG, and that was salute.
Before we go,
oh, you bastard, you!
Well, I thought I'd show them.
I looked at them the other day, but they went back to normal price. I'm like, screw it, man! I'm not paying $260 for them. They were like $150.
There is this enormous battery in here, right?
It's the USB.
Yeah,
the USB battery. Are they USB-C or micro USB for the charging port?
C.
Okay, perfect.
So, like, this gives you, I don't know, 10 full charges or something.
Oh yeah, no, that'll last for a while for sure. And they actually do light up like that?
Yeah, when you open up, they light up like that.
That's
and
pretty
when
cool.
they're not, when they're like halfway full, they blink orangey, and when they're nearly dead, they are red.
Sick.
I just think it's like you also have space here for like some different ear tips if you want. Like they have like these little round pegs that you can.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I like this presentation. Like it's a very huge thing, but like B&O and the E8s did this as well, right? Where the presentation is sort of forwards.
Yeah, but this is a very industrious presentation. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah. I mean, stick them in your ear, like, and you don't hear shit. Like there's no ANC or anything, but like, holy moly, it's like wearing earplugs.
Sick. Did you take them out on the range yet or no?
No, but I took them out, like what you call it, mowing the lawn and stuff, and listening to music, and it's like if somebody talks
there's
to
no
you,
more.
you see...
Nice. So they do a good job at it. Start reading lips.
Yeah, they have an NRR rating of like minus 25 dB or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying those, because when the phone rings, and now they're really gotten all fucked up about distracted driving, which I completely agree with. Like there's so many people staring in their laps driving without any regard for anybody else's safety. It's just disgusting. And I don't like doing that. But when I put the phone on, like I answer, it's on a speakerphone, so it's very hard to hear.
Yeah.
So these would be perfect in the car, or on a job site, right? Where I'm not gonna fucking rock my graces on a freaking commercial job site.
And
you wouldn't have to worry about dropping them.
Yeah, so you get like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different versions of these, and these are also
it hooks around your
like these you stick in like the
earlobe. Yeah,
but you get several sizes of those as well.
Interesting.
Turns out apparently the way they're comfortable for me, both my ears are slightly different, so I have a different ear hook on this one than on the other.
See, but that's good because they're comfortable then.
Yeah,
like it's just that's what matters at the end of the day the most.
And as per usual, right? Like magnets.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Yeah, like there are 3 prong in there.
Interesting.
So, like I dropped that just somewhere on there, and it went. It just
goes where it needs to be.
Yeah. This is more like not necessarily show related, other than you like Milwaukee.
I'm gonna get me one of those. When they go back on sale, I'll do it. I need them, but I don't need them. Right? It's one of those. What I'm gonna get is a heated M18 lunchbox coming out in August, bro. I'm super stoked for that.
Why? Hopefully after August you'll be probably here in winter. So like,
I'm still gonna cook and eat. So you have this thing that like it's like a crock pot on a battery that you can just set up, and for let's say noon, your food's gonna be ready.
I
I'm gonna
doubt
start
you
making
want hot food
spaghettis
as
again.
lunchy.
What am I gonna eat? Frozen fish?
No, sandwiches or stuff like that, or I don't know, Cubano, right? Which is you go somewhere and get it.
We'll see. I'm still getting it because I don't have much more to buy from Milwaukee. So fuck off. I'm buying it. It'll come useless at some point, maybe on camping or something. So,
Well,
but anyways,
yeah,
until then.
Buy Willie a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie so he can help himself out
for my heated lunch bag or box.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week.
Have a good weekend. Stay safe, have fun, and see you next week.
Bye.